Hi everyone, thank you for watching avivTarot, and today we are, can you guys believe it? It's July. Yesterday was July 4th. Hope everybody, if you're in the States, hope you had an awesome holiday. And right when I was shuffling these cards, we had our second earthquake. I think we had another one yesterday. So if you're in LA, you probably felt it. Anyways, it was like a sideways shake, so it's not that as bad, I feel, to me, because the scary ones are the up and down ones. The sideways are not horribly bad unless it's like super big. Apparently that was like a 6, so it's all right. Oh yeah, totally got sidetracked. So we have 3 piles over here, and we today, because the reason I'm talking about July is because it's July and we're ready for another what's going to happen in the next 30 days. Since it's timeless, it's whenever you discover this video, and from that time on for the next 30 days. So that's why I don't want to say like what's going to happen in August or what's going to happen in July, because it's timeless, so I don't want to put a timestamp on it. So that's why it's 30 days. But I also noticed for some reason these videos, the viewership, the viewing, like the amount of views is a lot less than, you know, the ones looking for love and romance and that kind of things. But, you know, I'll still do those, but I feel like, you know, to vary it up and to provide like different readings, because some people might not want to know about love because they're already in a great relationship, right? So hopefully I talked long enough. That's probably like 1 or 2 minutes already. If you made your pick, I'm gonna just go ahead and read pile number 1. Okay. This is the Osho Zen tarot cards. So this one is 6 of Wands in the traditional waiter deck, but in this one is called 6 of Fire, and this one is called the Knight of Cloud. In the traditional deck, it's called Knight of Sword. So you got a reverse and an upright. And then show the world the real you. And you got no. And yeah, I peeked the card before, because this is, when I was shuffling it, just flew out, so I knew it was a no. And then I kind of looked at the other ones just to see if I need to do another clarifier or anything, because usually I don't like to do that, but this no is just so random, so I just decided to pick another one from the same deck, and this card came out. It took forever to shuffle. It took at least like 5 minutes, and this card finally came out because I used a different shuffling method today. So all right, so this is a clarifier to that one, and so we'll get to that in a bit. Let me move the camera so that it's more centered. Okay. So 6 of Wands in a traditional deck. It's about it's like it says, it's success. If it's like upright, you know. And when it's reversed, it's not that it's unsuccessful, but I feel like, to me, because this is what's going to happen in the next 30 days, not that the things that you are working on, whether it's love, job, or health, whatever it is, school, not that whatever you're working on is going to be unsuccessful, but it could be that could be one of the possibility. So it's telling you, no, don't go that route, because it's not the right choice or right way or whatever. But I also feel like maybe for another, like some other people, that maybe you yourself is sabotaging your success. and it's telling you don't do that, right? Because I know like it's sometimes when like everybody wants success, but then success is it depends on who you talk to, because everybody's definition of success is different. However, one thing is that sometimes, because I know it's true to me and possibly you, the viewer, as well, that sometimes when success is so close, like you're just gonna reach that goal, you actually get scared, because you don't know what your plan is going to be for after you reach this one goal, because you don't have the next goal to work on, and you're like, gosh, and you panic. Or sometimes success means you have to give up things. You have to sacrifice certain things to get whatever you want, right? And maybe you realize that's not what you want. And so you kind of self-sabotage, or you kind of backtrack a little bit. And I feel like that could be one of the meaning of it too. And so two meaning for this card. One is that whatever you're working on, whether it's job, love, whatever, in the next 30 days, this is 30 days only, okay? That whatever you're working on is not going to be successful. It's the wrong way, wrong direction, whatever, because this one is a no. Or you are so close at getting what you want and you're self-sabotaging that success, because either you realize you're not ready for it, or so you kind of got scared, so you're self-sabotaging it, and it's telling you don't do that. Or maybe you got to think through, like, is this really what you want? So this card is called is the Knight of Sword, and the little definition on the card, it says fighting. It's saying that, like, the book is saying how this person is all armored up and it's like ready to fight, but it's hiding. Look at the eyes are all red, right? It's hiding its emotions, and it's trying to, because it is the Swords card, and then in this deck is the Cloud, and so look at all these things. It's blurry, so it's like you're unclear of what you're fighting for, which kind of goes along with this, because this is my clarifier for this one. That you're unclear what you want. So maybe you're the one definition I mentioned earlier is that you're self-sabotaging it because you realize, like, you're so close to your goal, but this is not what you wanted, or this is like you actually have to sacrifice a lot. For example, like the first thing came into my mind is like if you're like a movie star and now you've always want to make it into the industry and get the Oscars or whatever, but when you really book that crazy job that's going to get you famous, you realize, gosh, I have to give up all of my privacy. I have to, and like maybe the behind the scenes work is not as glamorous as you think, and all these hardship and all these things that you have to go through and work on, and you're like, gosh, maybe that's not what I wanted, right? And then maybe you finally get it and you realize, like, maybe acting isn't the thing that you wanted. I'm just putting that as an example, or whatever it is. Or like maybe you finally get the job, the position, right? You get the raise that you wanted, but then you realize with a higher position comes greater money. Of course, that's awesome, that's a good thing, but then that's a lot of responsibility as well, and maybe you didn't think that through, right? And so you're fighting blindly and not thinking, because Swords is about logic, about thought. So it's maybe you didn't think it through and you didn't realize the amount of things that you have to sacrifice and work on too. Or maybe you're not just simply not ready for it, for that success to come. So sometimes, some people like get success super fast, and then they didn't self-sabotage. However, they didn't expect it to come, and then it kind of gets into their head, and they think they're like the best of whatever, and then just totally got into their heads, and then just become a different person. And so that could be telling you to like beware, like look out for that, right? don't let all that success get into your head, because maybe you'll lose friendships, lose family, lose whatever over it, right? Like having your ego get in the way. So but then so the other interpretation where I'm saying like whatever you're working on, you're not going to be successful at it, and you're going to keep fighting for it, but it's just not the right thing to do. And so it's telling, and you're like fighting blindly, like you can't even see where you're going, right? So maybe it's telling you to kind of stop and refocus, redirect yourself, and like figure it out before you move forward further with whatever plan that you have. Okay, so I feel like that's what the cards are telling you that will possibly happen in the next 30 days. And then this one, it says it's full moon in Aquarius, show the world the real you. Perhaps over here is like, see how the person is all armored up and it's hiding behind the armor. And so again, I think the first possibility of you not like self-sabotaging the success is maybe you've been hiding something, and that's why you're feeling, gosh, I'm not ready for it, because it wasn't the real you, or it wasn't the real thing that you thought you wanted, right? And so now it's time to tell or explain to somebody, or like think it through first and then explain it, or tell someone like what it is that you want. Because this is, remember, this is the clarifier for the no card, is communicate clearly. So obviously I think while you're going at your the route that you think the goal that you wanted to fight for, and now you're finally getting it, or getting really close to it, and you realize that's not what you want, then maybe you need to communicate clearly about it, right? So the next 30 days is about communication, about maybe figuring out what it is that you really want to get out of this whole process. And as for the other interpretation, where whatever you're working on is not successful, maybe something is hidden and it's telling you to dig deeper into the root of things, instead of just fighting blindly. Like maybe you got to look at the foundation of things, right? Maybe I think it's not necessarily like you, but maybe if you're working on a project together, it's your teammates, right? Or if it's love, you got to look at your partner, figuring out what is that person's real intention, or their what it is that, because I feel like maybe something they're hiding, so it's telling you to look into it, and maybe there's something that they're not telling you and you need to communicate about it. Okay, so whether it's job, love, or even health, like if it's health, and maybe you need to something may not appear, you know, there's a lot of like sicknesses that appear like just like a normal cold or something, but then when you dig deeper, it's something else, a lot more serious. So maybe you need to go see a doctor or something, and then communicate like your concern and have them explain it to you what it is, right? And maybe do a more thorough exam on you. So to recap a little bit, so there's the first scenario where whatever you're working on is not the right direction. You need to refocus yourself. You're fighting blindly, and there's either your teammates, your love partner, or maybe like even your doctor or your body is hiding something. Okay, it's revealing one thing, but then the real thing, you need to kind of dig deeper, look more into it, because things are not like appear what it is. and you need to communicate more clearly if there is another person involved in the situation. And the second scenario is that you're very, very, very close to your success, whatever you're working on, but you're self-sabotaging it because you realize maybe that's not what you want, and you figure out, gosh, like, what did I got myself into? And it's telling you not to do that, or and if you really, after you think it through and you realize, like, no, it is whatever you're getting is not what you want, then you need to communicate it to the other person if there's a third party or fourth, fifth, because if it's a team, right? You need to tell them, gosh, maybe that's not what I wanted. I need to back out, or I need to whatever. But I always think it's never burn bridges, because you never know what's going to happen, right? So make sure you do it very diplomatically, okay? So I feel like that is what's going to happen in the next 30 days for pile number 1. So there is going to be success. No, remember, there's 2 scenarios. So there is one scenario, there is going to be success, but you're self-sabotaging it because you realize that's not what you want, or that that whatever you're working on is not what you think it is. So maybe if the things I'm saying has not happened yet, because remember, I think there's going to be Mercury retrograde in like next Monday, right? Starting next Monday, and it's going to retrograde for the end of this month. And so it's all about going back and looking back at things, like reevaluating, right? And I think not just the Mercury's retrograding, I think there are 4 other planets are retrograding as well. So everything there's going to be a lot of change in July. So watch out, whether you're going to be super famous, super successful, and you realize, gosh, that's not what I wanted, or you need to reevaluate the situation and maybe either go a different direction or become more aware of what might come in like obstacles or things that might get in your way if you keep going down the same path. Okay, all right, so that's it for pile number 1, and leave me comments if it resonates or not resonate, I don't know. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye. Okay. Gosh, I talk so much. All right, for pile number 2, 7 of Fire, 5 of Cups, or Water. I actually only wanted to draw 1 card, but these 2 came out together like this. So I decided, gosh, why not? You know, if both of them want to come out, then we'll take both. And so is these 2. It actually came out like this. I was going to draw them separately, but it came out together. So anyways, the first one is don't let your past hold you back. And then this one is prosperity lies ahead. Success. Well, in reverse, but I don't reverse for these oracle cards. All right, it's so interesting because number 1 got success and it was reversed as well. However, but that was a tarot card, so I do read reversal for that one. And oracle cards, I don't read reversals, so even though it came out reversed, I'm gonna read it upright. So there's success with the exclamation mark, and I thought it was super interesting because this one says prosperity lies ahead, and and it says don't let your past hold you back. So it's like something from your past is holding you back, that you don't want to move forward even though there's better things to come. Very interesting. And so now it's telling you there's things better coming in the next 30 days, okay? It's great. The only thing that I got a little confused is these 2 cards. Because these 2 cards are we can't say they're like the most positive cards in the deck, okay? But then these cards are like awesome cards. So Seven of Fire. Seven of Fire is Seven of Wands in the traditional deck, and Five of Water is the Five of Cups in the traditional deck, and it's about regrets. And Seven of Fire is it's fighting. So and it's about and Wands is about action, right? Taking action. And so maybe perhaps, so here it says defend your beliefs and decisions, stand your ground, choose your battles wisely. Okay, that's what this card says. And Five of Water, things not turning out the way you've hoped, not seeing the positive in the situation, and crying over spilled milk. So perhaps this one kind of couples with this, okay? That, you know, don't let your past hold you back, because over here you keep looking at the things that you could have done, should have done, and you're not looking at the better things that is coming in your way, which is this prosperity lying ahead, right? So in the next 30 days, as I was, you know, saying in the pile number 1 people too as well, that I think on the 8th of July, the Mercury is going to retrograde as well. And I think that kind of, and then along with that is 4 other planets retrograding. So it's 5 planets. And so it's like a time of reevaluating, a time of looking back, and maybe like you finally move forward and now everything's going backwards. So like now you're kind of falling back to your old habits or old ways of doing things, which is not really serving you, like serving you right, or, you know, giving you like any benefits, okay? And so so like the astrological energy might be setting this thing too, like you're looking back, like things that happened that something might have triggered in the next 30 days for you to be like, oh gosh, I should have done something differently and this wouldn't happen. But don't like be in that energy for too long, because whatever happened, okay? It's not gonna, you can't change the fact that it happened already. And what's more importantly is that you learned something from it. And so because that mistake that you made, and now you know what to do when similar things happen, that you can do better. So, and I feel like that's what's happening. Like if you learn that lesson, you will be able to see it in the future where better things coming along or similar things happening. You'll make a better decision, better choice, and prosperity will lie ahead. And Seven of Fire is all about actions, right? The fire is about action. And so over here, this card is really just it's my supporting card for this first card, even though it came out together like that. So I feel like for the next 30 days, you're going to be full of like, you're going to be on fire. You're going to want to move forward with things. And, but some people are going to probably challenge your belief and decisions, right? The things that you've made already, but made a decision on or choice. And it's telling you to stand your ground. Okay. So that's why Five of Water. Okay. Somebody's going to challenge you. Why you did the thing that you did. Why did you make that decision? Why did you blah, blah, blah. So whether it's love, work, or health, okay, related, whatever it is, someone will come and challenge. So if it's like maybe your ex, if you broke up with somebody, your ex is going to say like, why did you break up with me? They're going to come back and, you know, and or that you're going to see your ex is doing great, and you're like, gosh, maybe I shouldn't have broken up with them. Now it's, or her, they're doing so great, and I wish I'm still with them. But don't do that, right? Or if it's work, like maybe there's a job that you should have taken, but you decided to not take that job, but you took this one instead, this offer instead. And maybe it's less pay, you realize, or more work, harder work, or you don't get along with your colleagues, like more difficult people that you have to work with. And you're like, gosh, I should have taken the other offer, right? But you don't know what the other offer is like because you didn't even go there, right? You didn't take it. You can only know what you've taken on. It could have been just as bad, but something's gonna come up and you're gonna think that, gosh, I should have done something differently. But you can't think that. Okay, it's telling you can't think that. You have to look at the good side, look at the bright side. Or health, I don't know. Health could have been, you should have gone with this doctor, or maybe it's like a little cold and you thought it's just a little cold, but it's not. And you just took pills or whatever, and now like, gosh, you have to really go see the doctor and spend a fortune. You're like, oh, should have, gone to the emergency, whatever, or family doctor first and just get it checked. And now, this wouldn't happen. But whatever it is, I think the cards is telling you that you need to, you learned from it. Okay. And don't let the past hold you back. So don't stay in this regretful energy for too long, because you learned from it. Prosperity is going to come to you. Now you know. Okay, so the difficult people that you deal with at work, now you know how to deal with difficult people, how to satisfy everybody, or maybe you can satisfy everyone, but you know how to resolve. You're that much better at problem solving, right? And maybe because you can't satisfy everyone, and you might be like, gosh, I'm like a failure or something, but you can't think that. Don't let that hold you back. Because life is that you can't satisfy everybody. You can't make everybody happy, and that make you that much stronger. Or love, you think, gosh, I should have, if it's like, if you broke up with somebody, he's like, I shouldn't broke up with the person. But you gotta think, the reason why you break up is that there probably something wrong in the relationship, right? And you can't just see like, oh, they're so much better now, I should have been with them, because it's always good, like when everything's going right, but then when things get tough, like the same problem's gonna come back again. So it's telling you that if it's love, somebody better is gonna come to you, right? You deserve a much better person. If it's about money, more money is gonna come to you, because maybe you give up a better paying job for a lower paying job, but then it's something that you're more passionate about, and now you're regretting it. But that is something you love to do, so you can't judge it by how much money you get paid. And sometimes, money as it becomes a byproduct, because you're doing something that you love. You don't care putting more hours, putting more effort into it, and so you're gonna get more money in the end, and also you're gonna get that happiness, right? So you get both. Versus if you just chose money, you might not be happy, right? And you might not want to put as much effort into it because you don't love that job. So prosperity is going to come in the next 30 days for you. And whatever you're working on right now is a success. So if you met a new person, you might have the possibility be, go on to the next level with this person. If it's about money, investment, whatever, prosperity is lying ahead. And health, your health is gonna improve. It's gonna be a lot better. So yeah, I think for pile number 2 people, just as long as don't dwell on that past energy or regretful energy. As if you do it, I mean, I can't tell you like not to do that, and I don't think it's healthy to ignore it too. I think it's okay to be a little regretful, like gosh, I should have done that or whatever. But just I think dwelling is the main point here. Like, don't dwell on it, okay? And don't beat yourself up on it as well. And just keep fighting, keep going, keep trusting that you've made the right decision, and keep going forward with it, because something better is going to come in the next 30 days. You're going to see results, okay? So that is for pile number 2, and let me know if it resonates or not, whatever. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye. So pile number 3, life experience. 7 of Winter reversed. These 2 cards fell out together, so I took both of them. I only wanted one, but they came together. The end of tough cycle approaches, and you are good enough. Take action. I think for pile number 3, what is going to happen in the next 30 days. Okay, first of all, this is it's a major arcana card, okay? The other piles, they didn't get a major arcana card. They're all minor arcana. And 16 is the Tower card. Okay, in this deck it's called Life Experience, which I think it's a really cute, really nice way of putting it. It's saying, let go of belief systems that no longer work for you, an important life-changing event, a situation that leads to significant opportunities. Okay, so the second card is more like a clarifier for the first tarot card. For me, when I do 2 tarot card drawing, usually the second one I put a little less emphasis on, because it's a supporting one for the first card. So anyways, this one came out first. It's a major arcana card. It's Tower. So something is gonna happen. Something major, something big is going to. It's a life altering thing is gonna happen. Okay. And as I was saying in pile number 1 and 2 as well, that on the 8th of July, there's Mercury retrograde, and I think there are 4 other planets are retrograding currently, I think. And so there's going to be 5 planets retrograding starting next Monday. And so there are things that you're going to look back and you're going to reevaluate certain things. And some things might go into stagnant, energy, whatever. But July is going to be a huge change, something major. A lot of things are going to change this July. And for you in particular, pile number 3, you got the major arcana card and the life experience card. So definitely something huge, something life altering event is going to happen. Okay. You're going to probably evaluate the foundation, because it is the Tower card in the traditional deck, and it's about foundation. So you're going to probably reevaluate the foundation of certain things that you believe in, certain ways that you work, or yeah. And so you're going to reevaluate that, and you're either going to keep it, or you're going to be like, gosh, keep it and make it stronger, build an even stronger foundation for it, or you realize it's not serving you anymore, and you're just gonna get rid of it and start over. Okay. I think that, so whether it's, because it's a general reading, so it could be love, business, health, money, whatever related, and so that will go with all of that. So if whatever you're asking like the reason that you're watching this video and you're in your head, you're thinking about like a business or job related event or situation, something major is going to happen. So maybe if it's a company, something is going to shake up the company's foundation, and there might be some kind of reform happening in the company, right? Or maybe some companies might be merging with another company, and now they're going to have to get rid of some people because they're going to restructure the whole thing, right? So there's some major things going to happen. Or that if it's love, if you're in a relationship, you're going to have to reevaluate, what is that foundation of you two being together, the same morals, same values, same everything. And if you realize something is not matching, or you guys have been growing slowly apart, and now in the next 30 days, I don't know, something, you might decide to end it, relationship, right? You're going to move on to a better thing. But if if you reevaluate and it's like, oh, it's a little shaky, but and we've changed over the years, because different life experiences change how you think, how you see things, and so now you guys are trying to come together and form a even stronger foundation. So that might be something too. And then now you want to move on to the next level. So that could be a possibility as well. If you are single, maybe you always thought that you wanted a relationship, and you realize, like, gosh, maybe I don't want maybe I don't want a relationship. Or if you're single and you never wanted a relationship, and now you're thinking, gosh, why do I think that? Maybe I do want it. Because maybe something happened and make you realize that's like, maybe it's time. So, or even health. You might all of a sudden decide to go see a doctor, and then something in your chart or report or something is like, I don't know, super high blood pressure or cholesterol or whatever. You're like, oh my gosh, like you're scared, right? So you're going to change your eating habits. I don't know, something like that. So something really significant is going to happen, and it's going to make you change, or you're going to want to change for the better. And the Seven of Winter is about Seven of Swords. Okay, and there is a better choice, not seeing things clearly, running away from the truth. Okay, so it's about self-deception, because it's reversed. And it's Seven of Swords. So when it's upright, it's about, self-deception. Somebody's not showing the real thing. Somebody's trying to deceive you, that kind of thing. And so again, I think it's coupling really well with this card, is that you're going to finally see things clearly, think things through clearly, and you're not running away from the truth anymore. You are, you finally see it, right? Because, retrograding, that astrological energy, maybe it's helping you reevaluating things and see things a lot more clear than before. And now you're going to make a huge life-changing decision. Okay? And it's saying that there's the end of a tough cycle. So you're coming to an end, which is great. So if up to this point in July, you are, I don't know, things just don't work out. You're working super hard at something and you just don't see the result of it, and you're thinking, gosh, maybe it's time that I need to give up. And I think don't give up just yet, okay? Because something life-changing is going to happen. You're good enough. It's something is going to happen, and you're going to see it. You're going to see the truth, okay? Or the end of a tough cycle, as in if you're in a bad relationship, you're going to come out of it because you're finally seeing it. Like, gosh, why am I in this crazy relationship is not doing me any good, and you're gonna come out of it, and you realize like you're good enough, you deserve better, and you're gonna actually take action to make that happen, which I think all of these cards work really well together. Something is going to happen to you. You're going to see things super clearly, and it is the end of a really tough cycle. So whatever you're up until this point, whatever you're experiencing, like a super hardship, obstacle, whatever, you're going to actually see things clearly. You're going to come up right out of it, and it's going to change your life forever. And when you see that truth, when you see that thing that is like, wow, you know, I need to do something about it, you're not just going to be sitting there and thinking about it. You're actually going to do something about it. And because you do something about it, your life is going to change for the better. And you're going to realize that. And I think it might be like shaky for a while, so because it's the next 30 days. I don't know if it's going to happen right at the very beginning of this 30 days or at the very end of the 30 days. And I think there's going to be a little time to adjust to this new change. But it is going to be a pretty good change, because this card is telling you that it's the end of a really tough cycle. Okay, so for pile number 3, something major is going to come into your life, something that is going to shake up your belief system, your whole foundation, but it is for the better, for the good, and you're going to finally see the truth of it. Okay, whatever situation you're in, whether it's love, money, business, work, health, whatever it is. Okay, and you're actually gonna do something about it, which is great. Okay, because if something bad and you see the truth and you do nothing about it, that wouldn't make that nothing's changing. Nothing's gonna change. I guess you're gonna be passively, you're gonna having things change for you, but no, you're going to make this change happen yourself. Okay, and if you are the type of person that is a little passive, it's telling you to don't be passive this time. Do something. Okay, think of ways to make it better or to do something to change it. Okay, all right, so that is it for pile number 3, and if this resonates with you, that's great. If it doesn't, then maybe it's not the right reading for you. All right, so don't forget to like, share, or subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye.